glad you're all hanging out and listening and participating and asking questions and just being here with us. I mean, it's a good place to be because it's, what is the temperature out right? Like 15 degrees? Is it colder than that? What? 21? He's like, no, 21, no big deal. Okay, so raise your hand if you have a connection. Either you work there or you went to school there or you have family that do, to the University of Illinois. Okay, that's like standing in the middle of Vatican City and saying, how many of you are Catholic? That okay, in this community anyway. Well, we're here. I just asked that because Candace holds a master's degree from the University of Illinois, and she's going to share with us here in just a couple of minutes. Do want to remind you, we're going to show the Phoenix movie here on the screen at 10 o'clock, and that's going to be every 2 hours throughout the night, so feel free to come in and watch that. And again, just don't let the night go by without seeing that film. If you don't know a lot about it, basically that's where two professional videographers followed our See You at Home ministry for several months, and they developed this powerful full-length documentary. This kind of really tells the story. It teaches a lot about the issues that we're learning about tonight with homelessness, but it demonstrates it in kind of in live time. And we've been able to show that film over 20 times in communities all around the area, from Chicago to Terre Haute and Danville and Southern Illinois, and that's a neat thing with WBGL. We've been able to kind of take that film on the road as well with Melanie and others, and just been a great response to that. So that starts at 10 o'clock, the first showing tonight. And also, if you're posting on Facebook, we just ask that you would use the hashtag OWN2017, so One Winter Night, OWN 2017, so we can kind of click on that hashtag and share all the pictures together so we can remember this night together. Thank you for standing so patiently while I say all this stuff. I really apologize. I'm just trying to stay awake. So Candace Godbolt grew up in a poor environment and has firsthand experience of the folks that are in a poverty-stricken situation. So she's able to relate to them kind of firsthand. Like I told you, she has the master's degree from the U of I from a couple of years ago. And she began working at Courage Connection in October of 2015 and currently serves as the housing coordinator and facilitates the rapid rehousing and tenant-based rent assistance programs. And Candace's mom was a missionary, which is, I look forward to hearing about that. And from those experiences, Candace has a passion to help the poor, and she definitely sees this as more than a job, but her mission of what life is all about. So we're going to talk about women and homelessness. Candace Godbolt, thank you so much for being here.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Courage Connection. Courage Connection provides help to anyone who has experienced domestic violence. Our mission is to provide a continuum of services so that individuals and families can achieve safety, stability, and self-sufficiency. We have an emergency shelter and a transitional housing program that provides safe, supportive environment for both individuals and families. Our supportive services include safety planning, domestic violence counseling, court advocacy, support groups, children's programs, and parenting classes. We also have a Connection store located in Lincoln Square Mall that sells donated clothing and home decor and furniture and housewares. If you want to help Courage Connection, please consider giving a donation to our Connection store. And last and definitely not least, I facilitate a program that's called Rapid Rehousing, where we provide financial assistance and case management services to clients who are moving from the streets, from emergency shelter or transitional housing into permanent housing. In order to qualify for rapid rehousing, the client must be literally homeless and have a sufficient monthly income to pay for full rent and basic living expenses. The client does not have to be a victim of domestic violence in order to qualify for rapid rehousing. And the program is open to anyone who is literally homeless in our community. If you want more information about the Rapid Rehousing Program, please contact Centralized Intake or Courage Connection. We have a client here who would like to speak about her personal experience at Courage Connection. I would really like for her to come on up and tell her story. Thank you so much for coming here.
Good evening, everyone. You can call me TK. I'm going to stand here. First of all, I'm going to say to everyone, I got a question for you, and I want you to ask your neighbor the same question. Look at your neighbor and say, am I living from check to check? Evidently, everybody in here not living from check to check, huh? Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, I'm a little hoarse, so I didn't want to, and I'm loud when I want to get loud. As well, I'm going to relax because I see the mission has been very well done tonight from everybody on a godly base. And Courage Connection knows when I speak, I get deep. And right now, I'm in an emotional phase because I just lost an uncle, but I'm still going to do God's will and do his work. First of all, I have two testimonies from clients that Courage Connection didn't know that I've received from different people, because a testimony is a story to tell and helps other people as well give their testimony, and I've seen that be done tonight by quite a few people. One lady speaks on her ideal going to jail and not having anywhere to go. She says, my struggle with homelessness is humble. In my mind, my alcohol and drugs was my solution. Everyone and everything in my past, let me read it right, problems was the reason why she was wondering where she was going to go to sleep, be safe, and if it rained, where she would go lay her head or where she would be able to shower. It became a lifestyle for her. She didn't think she had a chance and never wanted to live that life again. She wanted to live by the grace of God. She realized that she had no value and no worth, but now she does. After doing the three and a half years of her life being in jail, as she came out, she's looking for and receiving help through Courage Connection. She said the support from them is overwhelming. They are good people, and they do their job very well. Second testimony, she says, hello, community. I'm a 43-year-old. We ain't gonna say what she said. She said, that is strong, independent, and a fellow parolee, and in need of big help. So first of all, she's also thanking Courage Connection for the help that they provide for her. She said the shelter is helping her keep her structure, respect, and grace. The only problem that she's having now is finding work in the community. She feels that jobs are offering work, but then when they go apply, they're told that they haven't been out in the world long enough. So they would like to know and feel that they can get a second chance in life. My ideal walk in life is, number one, tragedies are all in common places. All kind of diseases, I'm sure we've all heard these phrases. People are slipping away, the economy is down, people can't get enough pay. But as for me, I'm saying thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Folks without homes, living out in the streets, and a drug habit some way they just can't beat. Muggers and robbers, no place seems to be safe. But again, we're going to keep asking God to keep taking us every step of the way. In Courage Connection, we also have what we call support group, and we get different things that we do in the classes. One of our stories was to say, if you walked in my shoes, or walked a mile in my shoes, what would you find? My testimony is, if you walked a mile in my shoes, what would you find? Do you see destiny or do you see design? I've lost a lot. I've gone through pain and sorrow, but yet I still stand in God's word because I know there is a tomorrow. In my teen years of coming out of school, I lost an uncle to a murder, and then I thought that was the end of my life. After I've lost our family, that's the elders in my world. I've lost my mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, all of my uncles as well. My family is my children. That's what's left. My sister, a few cousins, but it still doesn't feel the pain that's felt. So in the end, when we go through what we go through, the struggle is still hard. You never know what you're going to go through. So feel it in your life, because you never know the story. You may end up on the streets just like the next person and have to tell the same story. So be careful of how you treat people, because when you're riding in your car, you just keep going by and saying, oh, it don't matter, it's not me, I don't give a whatever, you know what you say. If you walk the streets or you're on the bus, you'll say the same thing, but you'll feel the pain from someone as you look in their eyes and see their pain. So again, think about everything you say and do. I don't know if you got the money, but help the community grow more and more for you, me, and anybody else too. It's gonna get deeper because things are being taken away. People don't know how to survive, and everybody's mind is not at state. I choose to relieve myself and get through my pain, because trust me, I'm a strong woman, and I still will remain the same. I won't give up. I promise that in my life, because I know I'm not destined. I'm designed for my life. So I'll continue to do what I have to do, and I'll continue to talk to other people. They asked me, would I speak still, because I saw a lot of people. I said, I'll just look at them to myself. I said, I'll just do what they used to say do. Look at them naked, and I'll get through. So I'm graceful and graceful. I grow stronger when I go through my situations. And like I said, being designed by God, we're not destined to know what we're going to go through. We're designed to go through it and bring someone else through it if they go through the same thing. So it's not hard to speak anymore as I get older. But I'm still, like I say, I'm still strong, and I'm going to continue to stay strong. And I moved in this community over 10 years ago. I was told, well, since you moved to Champaign, you are a Champagnian now. So you are the community. So being in the community, I would love to see it grow, because I've seen the homelessness get worse. I've seen the heroin addictions get worse. And as we say, the state is taking everything, so it has to be the people that keep this community together and not look and judge each other for the people that don't have or going through their own financial situations. Because it don't have to be you're lazy, you won't go get a job. Anything can physically, mentally take you out and put you in the game of being homeless. So again, be careful about what you say and what you do, and help the community grow more with the entities that are trying to help people stay off the street and get their minds right mentally and spiritually. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Before you go, and this could be for you, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to raise your hand. And and then by speaking with us tonight, you gave us what do you call that? Permission to ask you questions in a public forum, because you did such a great job. We do have a question in the back. Just say it loud. What's your name?
Faith. It's all faith. You got to keep faith because again, I wouldn't say I was judged. Everybody has been judgmental in life at some point and way with people when they see them. So you never know. Everybody's mind, I've learned that everybody's mental state is not the same. They're not going to handle things the same. So you can't judge and say, well, why are you so down or why you can't bring yourself out of it? It's still, you have to put God in your life in order to stay strong. Or you're not. You're seriously not going to make it, and you have to have support of other people. It's not your family. You and your family don't love each other or anything. Is when you're independent, you have to learn to swallow pride and let other people help you. And I hate to talk to people that you hear people listening, but you can also feel when people are judging you instead of listening and helping you. So it makes people not open up the way they need to open up to get the support. So like I said, that's why I say people have to be careful of the way they respond to people, because you can physically pick up when someone is just listening to your story and it's like, okay, I understand it. So when people ask me, well, why are you going through it, or why are you so angry? I'm not angry, because everybody makes choices. And again, choices are not made in bad ways. It's just things do happen in life. And if you look at life as it's not going to happen to me, trust me, you may go through something, or you're going to experience somebody else going through something. So don't be, like they said earlier, don't be cruel to the next person, because you never know when you're going to have to wear those shoes. So.
Plus, you just referenced one of my favorite Elvis songs, Don't Be Cruel. Don't be cruel. I love that. Any other questions? She's like, I'm not doing any more questions. I actually did have a question, but it could be for Candace, too. Either one of you. Just what do you feel like are some of the myths or misconceptions, either about people that come from a poverty-stricken home or just particularly women who deal with homelessness? We being, as a society, may come up with ideas in our mind about the way things are that may not be true. So would you have any way that you would answer that question, either of you? Don't jump both at me at once. You can come back up here if you don't mind. I just think that's a good thing to think about, because we all get into our own heads sometimes and assume we know what it's all about. And that's part of the reason I'm here tonight, as I'm listening, is just, sort of like deconstructing some of these things in my mind that aren't right.
Well, sometimes people just kind of judge women and think that women are just having children out of wedlock because, or they'll say that the woman is just lazy, just laying up, or just not really doing things the right way. They don't know that person's story. That person could have gone through a difficult divorce or had something that happened in their life. They might be dealing with some kind of mental illness. You just don't know what's going on with the person. And I find that a lot of people have a tendency to judge.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks to both of you, and thanks to everybody that's presented tonight.